Seoul, South Korea. Few stories have captured the attention of fans, media outlets, tourism experts, and government officials quite like the ongoing debate surrounding hotel prices in Busan and the unexpected involvement of BTS. What began as a discussion about rising accommodation costs soon evolved into a nationwide conversation after comments linked to BTS sparked public reactions, industry responses, and eventually remarks from South Korea's leadership. Now, in a surprising twist that has sent social media into overdrive, BTS has reportedly clarified its position amid widespread reports suggesting that the group was directly criticizing national tourism policies. The clarification has reignited discussions about celebrity influence, tourism economics, and the extraordinary power BTS continues to hold over public discourse. The story began when conversations surrounding major events in Busan drew attention to hotel room prices that many travelers considered unusually high. Fans planning trips to the city noticed significant increases in accommodation costs during major tourism periods, leading to widespread online discussions. As screenshots of hotel booking prices circulated across social media platforms, concerns quickly spread among domestic and international travelers. Because Busan is one of South Korea's most popular destinations, especially during major cultural events, fluctuations in hotel prices are not entirely unusual. However, the scale of some reported increases became a topic of national conversation. Many observers were surprised when BTS became indirectly associated with the issue. As one of the most influential groups in the world, even casual remarks from members can quickly become headline news. Fans interpreted various comments and discussions as criticism of the situation, while others argued that the group's concerns were being exaggerated by media coverage. Within hours, online forums were flooded with debates. Some fans argued that BTS was simply expressing concerns shared by ordinary travelers. Others insisted the group was being unfairly drawn into an issue that should primarily involve tourism authorities and the hospitality industry. As the discussion intensified, major news organizations began covering the controversy. The story soon expanded beyond entertainment media and entered the realm of public policy. Tourism experts weighed in, explaining that hotel pricing often reflects market demand, especially during major events. Economists noted that sudden spikes in demand can lead to dramatic increases in room rates. Nevertheless, public frustration remained. Travelers shared stories of struggling to find affordable accommodations. Families planning vacations reported unexpected expenses. International visitors expressed confusion about the rapidly changing prices. The issue became impossible to ignore. Soon, government officials were being asked about the matter. What happened next shocked many observers. The discussion reportedly reached the highest levels of public attention, with South Korean leadership addressing concerns about tourism accessibility and accommodation pricing. The involvement of national leadership transformed what had originally been an entertainment-related discussion into a broader conversation about economic fairness and tourism management. Headlines exploded across social media. Fans were stunned. Comment sections filled with reactions. Some users praised the attention being given to consumer concerns. Others questioned whether celebrity influence should play such a significant role in shaping national conversations. Amid the growing media frenzy, countless articles suggested that BTS had effectively forced policymakers to acknowledge the issue. Those narratives spread rapidly. Soon, the perception emerged that BTS had openly challenged authorities regarding tourism-related concerns. That interpretation generated even more attention. Supporters celebrated the group's influence. Critics argued that the story was becoming exaggerated. As speculation continued to grow, reports began emerging that BTS wanted to clarify their position. According to various discussions circulating online, the group did not intend for the situation to be framed as a confrontation with government officials. Instead, many fans argued that BTS was simply highlighting concerns that countless travelers had already been discussing. The distinction proved important. Social media users began debating whether media outlets had overstated the conflict. Some believed headlines emphasizing a direct clash between BTS and political leadership were misleading. Others maintained that the group's enormous influence inevitably transformed any public comment into a national issue. Regardless of interpretation, one fact remained undeniable. The incident demonstrated the extraordinary reach of BTS. Few artists in modern history possess the ability to influence conversations extending far beyond music. Their impact can be seen in tourism, economics, culture, education, fashion, technology, and philanthropy. For years, researchers have studied what many refer to as the BTS effect. The term describes the measurable economic and cultural influence generated by the group. Studies have suggested that BTS contributes significantly to South Korea's global image. Millions of international fans have traveled to South Korea after discovering the country through BTS. Tourist destinations associated with the group have experienced increased visitor interest. Local businesses have benefited from fan tourism. Hotels, restaurants, transportation providers, and retailers have all reported gains linked to BTS-related travel. Because of that influence, even relatively minor discussions involving the group can attract massive attention. The Busan hotel debate appears to be another example. Industry observers note that when BTS becomes associated with an issue, public awareness can increase dramatically. That phenomenon creates opportunities but also challenges. On one hand, increased visibility can draw attention to legitimate concerns. On the other hand, complex issues can become oversimplified through sensational headlines. Throughout the controversy, fans continued sharing a variety of perspectives. Many emphasized that affordable tourism benefits everyone. They argued that travelers should not face excessive financial burdens when visiting major destinations. Others stressed the importance of allowing businesses to operate according to market conditions. Hotel operators also entered the conversation. Representatives from the hospitality sector pointed out that demand fluctuations naturally influence pricing. Major events often create temporary shortages of available rooms. When demand exceeds supply, prices can rise significantly. Economists largely agreed with that assessment while acknowledging public concerns. Several experts suggested that long-term solutions require expanding accommodation options and improving market competition. The debate therefore evolved beyond a single city or event. Questions emerged regarding sustainable tourism development. How should destinations balance profitability with accessibility? How can governments encourage tourism growth while ensuring affordability? What role should public policy play in managing accommodation markets? These questions have become increasingly relevant around the world. Cities hosting major international events frequently experience similar challenges. Busan is hardly alone. Global tourism destinations often struggle with balancing visitor demand and accommodation availability. Yet the involvement of BTS ensured that this particular discussion reached an audience far larger than most tourism policy debates ever receive. As attention intensified, fans around the world followed developments closely. International media outlets began covering the story. Commentators analyzed every statement. Social media users translated articles into multiple languages. Videos discussing the controversy accumulated millions of views. The momentum became impossible to ignore. Meanwhile, BTS supporters continued defending the group. Many insisted that members never intended to create political controversy. Instead, they viewed the situation as an example of ordinary concerns becoming amplified due to the group's immense popularity. That interpretation gained traction among fans. Several commentators noted that celebrities frequently become symbols within broader debates. Once public attention reaches a certain level, narratives can develop independently of original intentions. The Busan hotel discussion appeared to follow that pattern. By the time clarifications emerged, public perceptions had already taken shape. Even so, The reported clarification helped shift the conversation. Rather than focusing on conflict, attention increasingly turned toward practical solutions. Tourism experts proposed policy recommendations. Industry leaders discussed strategies for increasing accommodation capacity. Government officials emphasized the importance of maintaining a positive visitor experience. The hospitality sector highlighted ongoing investments. Observers began viewing the controversy as an opportunity to improve tourism infrastructure. In that sense, the debate may ultimately produce constructive outcomes. The incident also revealed the unique relationship between BTS and the public. Few artists inspire the level of engagement that BTS consistently generates. Fans closely follow their activities. Media organizations monitor their statements. Businesses assess their economic impact. Governments recognize their cultural significance. The result is an environment in which even indirect associations can become major news stories. That reality places extraordinary responsibility on both BTS and those reporting on them. Every comment can be interpreted in multiple ways. Every headline can shape public perception. Every social media post can influence millions. As the story continued unfolding, one theme remained constant. People cared deeply about what BTS thought. Whether discussing music, culture, tourism, or social issues, audiences around the world demonstrated remarkable interest in the group's perspective. That level of influence is rare. It represents years of global success, artistic achievement, and meaningful engagement with fans. The Busan hotel controversy may eventually fade from headlines. Hotel prices will change. Tourism trends will evolve. New stories will emerge. Yet the broader lesson is likely to endure. BTS remains one of the most influential cultural forces of the modern era. Their ability to spark conversations extends far beyond entertainment. The reaction to this controversy illustrates how closely the world continues to watch them. From Seoul to Busan, from Asia to Europe, from North America to South America, millions of people followed developments with fascination. Some focused on tourism. Others focused on economics. Many simply wanted to understand BTS's position. In the end, perhaps the most remarkable aspect of the story is not the debate itself but the scale of attention it received. A discussion about hotel prices became a national conversation. That conversation reached political leaders. It generated international headlines. It inspired widespread public debate. And throughout it all, BTS remained at the center of global attention. Whether viewed as cultural ambassadors, music icons, economic influencers, or symbols of modern South Korea, their impact remains undeniable. The Busan hotel debate may have begun as a discussion about accommodation costs, but it ultimately became another demonstration of the extraordinary phenomenon known around the world as BTS. And judging by the reactions across social media, fan communities, and international media, that phenomenon shows no signs of slowing down anytime soon.